Hello everyone, I'm PJ Lincoln and coming at you with a deck review regarding an intriguing mechanic in the Exodus trading card game, Reveal. I know many have been trying to come up with a great way to have Reveal work with the new TDTD cards, but I think I have an answer. Now, I've tested this already in an event, so I'm going to commence with this deck reveal. I find it best when you sprinkle a dash of old with a handful of new. I'm not running many symmetries, so prepare to be shocked and amazed at that. I'm sure many have gasped at that little excerpt. So I'll show you the cards I'm playing. Now, I'm only going to show you one of each, so I don't have multiple copies of any card in here. I will be showing you and telling you the first cards I show will all be played two of. The only ones that are one of are two specific symmetries. The rest are all two, just so I don't have to give out all copies and go, okay, here's two of this, here's two of this, here's two of this. You already know. All right. So in the deck, I am using. Okay, I'm going to try and put this in a way that makes it easier. There we go. I am obviously playing with Vancier. It is a great card. For those that don't know, Vancier has an intriguing ability for a secret rare. When it's revealed or enters play, you get to freeze lock your opponent's, one of your opponents, if you play 2v2, one of your opponent's graveyards. It becomes freeze locked until the end of their next turn. Then, in addition, that's not really why you play Vancier. The real reason you play this card is because when it attacks, you get to reveal a card from your hand or any single card from the deck that you choose. That's any card in the deck. So you can literally go through your entire deck and you can reveal any single thing you wish. So this is great to combo with everything that's reveal. So I'm just going to put that over here. So we're not going to see him for a little bit. And of course, I'm playing with Bastion of Worlds Hollow. When summoned, both players reveal, all players reveal their hands. I gotta say all, because with team battles being a thing, it's not just two players revealing anymore, it's a possible four. Anyway, when summoned, you get to have all players reveal their hand, and then you get his other ability of when this beautiful, beautiful tree attacks, right before the attack hits, it gains an energy. And so it doesn't necessarily deal with a lot of reveal, but the hand revealing part is the most important. And of course, getting an extra energy during the damage step is never a bad thing. It's a dual card like Vancier, but both abilities definitely benefit the deck. Then of course you have the staple Vanquish, Reverser of Time, and when he is revealed, you look through your opponent's deck for a card and discard it, then draw an energy. I mean, isn't that great? I mean, that's just fantastic. You get to draw quite a few energies with the reveal deck. So there's a lot of, you have all this energy, you don't really have anything to use it with, so use it, card costs, or just keep it in your hand mostly. There aren't really ways to address the heavy energy amount in the hand, but it does help when during your next turn, if you still have that energy, you have a lot to summon if you draw 3 creatures or so, or whatever you kept in your hand by card effects if you get anything like that as well. So however many creatures you have in your hand, you'll have plenty of energy in this deck. That's never a problem. And then we have Harbinger Mushroom. When revealed, your opponent loses a life point, and then you get to draw an energy. I mean, that's just great in itself. It's the only one that affects your opponent's life points, and I think if there were more, it would be busted. But standing on its own, I think it's pretty decent. It's definitely helpful in many situations that have to deal with, just getting that last life point. It's really challenging, and you have a chance to reveal Harbinger Mushroom with Vancier even. So you go, okay, I have this in my hand. Well, I'm not going to summon it that turn. I'm going to attack and reveal, and they lose their last life point, and you win that game. Now, we have a few brand new reveal cards, of course, from the dimension that disappeared, and one of them happens to be Veil Shroom. Now, Hissing Spore Veil Shroom is quite fascinating because its ability you get if it's revealed or if it attacks. So whenever revealed or whenever attacked, all players reveal the top card of their deck. Then players on your team get to do additional effects. If either player on your team revealed a symmetry, it gets added to their hand. If either player on your team reveals a creature, you get to draw an energy. But because it reveals so much, and in team battles you're both most likely going to be using reveal decks, it gives so much good synergy in team battles that I would consider this not only a big new staple, and some people will say some of the some of the reveal cards are not that great, and they'll take them out and play with different ones, of course, and that's their prerogative. But I think Veilshroom is one of the top staples in reveal. I mean, it's necessary. Necessary. It has won me so many games, just that card alone from being revealed. It is fantastic. So I'm just going to keep going with the cards shown and then talk about some strategies, but I just want to reveal. No pun intended there. Had to catch myself. All right, another new TDTD card that reveals is Langus. When this creature enters play, not summoned, when enters play, or whenever it attacks, you reveal the top and bottom card of your deck, and then you get to draw an energy. Now that's just fantastic. You reveal the top and the bottom. And not only does it not have to deal with it being summoned but put into play, it works way better than I ever could have imagined. This card just makes the deck soar so much that people actually have said it's beyond busted. Now, of course, I know not many people have actually played against a lot of newer reveal decks such as this, but Langus is definitely incredibly helpful, and I'll state a little bit more why in a moment. Of course, this is another card that you play two of. All of the cards I'm going to show you, you play two of. I'm going to put the ones that are only one of over here and get to them in a moment. Now you have the next secret rare in this deck. So yeah, this deck is secret rare heavy. You need these secret rares. They just work so well with reveal that just make it beautiful. And this is Cold Crux, Root of the World. When Cold Crux is revealed or summoned, you get to freeze, well, you get to permanently freeze any card in play, any one card in play. And then, of course, you can also choose not to permanently freeze a card, but unfreeze one of your own cards. You can unfreeze any card in play, but unfreezing is amazing because this not only is great for, permanently freezing so many different cards, but you can unfreeze if you're facing against a Shardfolk deck. Now, the unfreezing may be not that grand because you never know how many Shardfolk you're really going to be playing or how many freezes you're going to be playing against, but permanently freezing things, that is just fantastic. And now we reach the Symmetries, so I'm just going to show off the 3 Symmetries that are played 2 of in the deck. Of course, Crystal Cove, Chains, and Howling Synthesis. Now, originally I did not want to play with Howling Synthesis. I thought that this card would be too clunky in the deck, and it wouldn't really work. Well, after testing it in a tournament and seeing what it really can do, it is the savior of the day. This card is great to play. I mean, it just sets up so much that you can practically win on the second turn. Second, third turn, it's super easy if you get the right setup. And quite a few times I do. This deck rarely lost. I mean, I think I've lost 4 of the battles, not matches, battles that I've had with it so far. So we have those there. And now for the cards. There are only 2 cards in this deck that are played that are one-ofs. And of course, I know people are controversial about the choice I made, but Reversion and Vortex. There are tons of people saying, Vortex, why Vortex? Vortex isn't that great? And only one of, are you losing your mind? No, actually, I've found Vortex to be quite helpful so many times. It comes to a choice, of course you play Vortex on your opponent's turn right when they draw. That's when how a lot of people play it. But I play it during strategic times where maybe I need some more creatures. Maybe I drew so much energy during the last turn that I have tons of piles I just put into play because I'm very willing to be risky. I play Vortex, get rid of one of the energies. I'm going to discard the hand because I want to see if I can draw more creatures to put on these piles and apply more pressure. And there's a lot of reasons to play Vortex. Forcing your opponent to use Boat in some fashion that you can actually manage to get it discarded from their hand because they've already used its effect to return to hand. That kind of thing. You have Reversion, one of, because it's Reversion. Reversion helps a lot of things. It allows you to have, hey, look, Cold Crux, Langus. Both of them can activate again if you choose to use it. Bastion, if you really want the freeze lock graveyard. That helps randomly, not super too often, but the reveal, of course, is amazing. But Reversion, yeah, it's Reversion. There's a reason to play it. Now, this is the deck I'm playing. Everything up here, 2 of each. These, 1 of each only. Everything else is 2 of each. 2 Vancier, 2 Bastion, 2 Vanquish, 2 Harbinger, 2 Valshroom, 2 Langus, 2 Cold Crux, 2 Crystal Coves, 2 Howling Syntheses, and 2 Chains. And this deck really works well. I mean, it really works well. The combos in it with Howling Synthesis, I'm sure a lot of people have done this in the past because, well, there's not a whole lot of deck review that exists for other people to see, so I don't know if others have done this quite a bit. But what I know a lot of people do with Harbinger Mushroom and Howling Synthesis is you attack with something. Well, let's say you have 5 creatures in play, one of them is Harbinger. You want Harbinger on the deck because with Howling in play, you want to eventually have this added on the top of the deck to force your opponent to lose some life. Now, how that works is you attack with something first. You see if the top deck is a creature. If it is, well, just flip it down, or if you have something in play you'd rather switch it with, go ahead. If it's something that's really helpful, like Langus or Harbinger, yeah, of course, you put it back on top of the deck. But now that you know that there's a creature on the top of the deck for Howling, now you attack with Harbinger Mushroom. And the best thing is, with Howling, of course, you put it back on top of the deck. Your remaining 3 creatures that attack this turn are going to reveal Harbinger with Howling Synthesis alone. That's an additional 3 life points of damage, and 3 energy you get to draw. It's just fantastic. That's what a lot of people do, I've seen. Of course, Bastion works... what can I say? It works with everything, pretty much. I mean, sure, Langus doesn't do much with it, but that's pretty... Oh, and of course itself. Bastion itself doesn't do really anything with it. So these are the only 2 cards right here in the deck that are going to say, oh, I'm revealed, I don't do anything. But Bastion is great on its own, just for the hand reveal, and you also can see what other players have in their hand. Very helpful trying to strategize what to do during a turn if you can push for game. Now, with Vanquish, what I've been doing is I've been choosing very well. The decks that are played here are Shardfolk, Freeze, there's Beatdown, there's Eroda Chrono, and then there's just plain Chrono that just goes crazy with Boat and a bunch of other stuff, and Angel and Dragon. Of course, Angel, Alana, energy gain, and Dragon lets destroy everything in play. That kind of thing. So what I've been doing with Vanquish is I've been choosing very specific cards that can affect me and my field at that specific time. Unless, of course, I'm facing an Eroda deck. In that case, I'm going to get rid of every sign of the Crow before it can be used. I'm going to try and get rid of Ascendance and Devour. Ascendance, of course, would be the first card I get rid of. Then I start getting rid of signs because I do not want those played. I do not want Eroda to go onto the deck because I have played against a really well built Eroda deck. I didn't have a whole lot of trouble, but I was sweating. It came to a point of where, yes, that deck really is a contender. I believe that we will see that deck at Worlds next year. If a good pilot plays that deck, absolutely fantastic, and people are going to be worried about playing it because it just runs beautifully. A specific build, I can't say because it's not my deck, but it's a specific build another player uses that works really well and extremely fast. Gets a Rhoda out like mad dash crazy. And with this deck entirely, everything just works out very beautifully. I've had the chance of using Cold Crux and revealing during my opponent playing a bunch of Symmetries, including Rune Rock. And of course, then after that, Cold Crux gets revealed by another effect while Rune Rock is lower on the playback stack. And so I go, okay, Cold Crux, permanently freeze Rune Rock. Now, I love doing that. I've done that many times against Rune Rock, Chains, a Crystal Cove. Permanently freezing Symmetries is just amazing. And then, of course, when facing an Eroda deck, freezing Devour if they finally have run out of Chrono to use and negate card effects. Of course, most of the time, Devour has a zillion energy. Not really. Most of the time, it has like 7 to 9 energy. It's really easy to get that much energy onto it just from underneath the deck and using abilities and everything. It's real crazy. So you just freeze it. It can't attack, but it is a monster-sized blocker. So there's always that. The best thing about Howling Synthesis now, there's 2 in the deck. And if 2 Howling Synthesis are out when you attack with one of the Tree Folk or Mush Folk, you get to reveal the top 2 cards of the deck, because the top card is already being revealed by 1, so you need to reveal the next card after that, since there's already 1 card being revealed. And if Valshroom is attacking, that's the top 3 cards. If Langus is attacking, that's the top 3 cards and the bottom card. It just works really well and just pulls things through. So Harbinger really can pull through and win you games monster-sized fast. And I know I'm probably boring a whole lot of people with this. So if you have any other questions, just ask me. And this is the build I went with. I hope to hear from you all again, and have a great day.